State Motor Vehicle Administration Agency One-Stop Center at Oshodu. Today, the 30th day of September 2014.
Right? Are you going to come? Right under, yes. You are not going to come. Right? Okay. Yes. We're going to keep this aside. Ali is going to come.
Let's move back. Let's move back. Let's move back.
Could be anybody. We don't have a receptionist because this is the front desk, which is where the first person get a tag here. Our own answer is going to be the two colors, blue and red. Red for vehicle services, blue driver services. We have two wings. This wing is for the driver. Driver services start from here. These are all the rest center. Vehicle services starts from here. We have the bank here. We have alphabet. We put all the, do all the payments there. This is the vehicle services there. But we have men at the back of. Temporary vehicle there. It's done here. We have three other centers here. It's done. We have the Komodi, we have Atalaka, and we have Atapapa. No, you sit down here, sir. This is where you sit down. Wait is your time. This is CARO, Control and Regulation of Licensing. Driver license. Same have driver license. The PIS. Today, the capturing machine on its way.
Project that was really very, very touching for him. And I congratulate you and your ministry for seeing this to what is clearly a logical conclusion. The member of the State House of Assembly representing Alimosho, BBC Yusuf, the head of service, Mrs. Josephine Williams, my party leader, my sister, our woman leader, Chief Mrs. Kemi Nelson, Your Royal Majesties, the sector and zonal commanders of the FRSC, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, members of our very, very entertaining cultural troupe, thank you very much. Operators, investors, stakeholders in the transport industry. Let me welcome you today to yet another milestone in our journey of managing public transportation in Lagos. It has been a very exhilarating journey for me and for members of our team. We have dared to dream. We have lived on the very rich history of this state. We have learned lessons from the past, and those lessons have informed the choices that we continue to make in order to make life better for the people of Lagos. I tell people that managing public transportation and transportation generally in Lagos as it is today is almost like the eighth wonder of the world. And those who do that work with me fully understand what I mean. But it is important that transportation must be efficient. And in spite of what we do, the challenges don't go away. Clearly, there is prosperity in these parts because people are buying vehicles every day and more vehicles are coming. And it is our lot to manage it. One of the things that we have done is to undertake many rapid solutions simultaneously, and I emphasize that word simultaneously, at the same time. And I don't know any state in any part of the world that has combined all of these solutions together at one time without the assistance of its federal government. No city in the world has done what we are doing, and I'll tell you what we're doing. At the same time, we are expanding the Lekki-Epe Expressway, a 45-kilometer road. At the same time, we are expanding the Lagos-Badagry Expressway, a 61-kilometer road. At the same time, we are expanding the Mile 12 Ikorodu Road, a 14-kilometer road. At the same time, we are building 3 ferry terminals in Badore, in Ikorodu, and in Dolphin, while we are rehabilitating new ones. At the same time, we are building a 27-kilometer rail network from Kokomaiko to Marina. Now, no government at sub-national level, at state level in the world is doing this or has ever done this at the same time. What they do ferry, finish, come back to rail, come back to road expansion. So that is the character of the undertaking that has gone on. In between all of that, we are interspersing with transport solutions. A traffic radio, for example, that is providing online, on-the-spot information about the choices that you can make in order to navigate Lagos traffic. And there is still more that will come. Today, apart from road solutions, from just about 100,000 commuters a day who were traveling on Lagos waterways, I can tell you very confidently today that we now have over 3 million passengers every month being moved by about 200 ferries, privately owned that we are licensing, and more ferries are coming. At least before the end of the year, we will deploy 3 of the big ferries that Alhaji Jakande bought in his time. Those ferries sank, we have recovered them, 5 of them, we have rebuilt them back, and we are testing 3 that are fully operational, and we will put them back on the waterway. The remaining 2 are undergoing rehabilitation. This, as I said when I started, we go back in history. So we are not just replacing things. What was there before that can work? What can we refix? So, and we sit here today. 7 years ago, we couldn't sit here. So again, we didn't run away from this problem. We came here, we tackled this problem, we cleaned this place up. This place was a junkyard. Now it houses our Drivers Institute, the houses our model driving training ground. Instead of taking people out to the road, learners, we can simulate almost every road condition here. It houses our staff offices. It also houses just around the corner there our workshop, where all the patrol vehicles and the motorbikes for last mile and the operatives are now repaired. And today, it now houses our one-stop center, which I will talk about as we go on. Apart from all of this, we have also looked at the old traffic laws, tried to modernize them, and in that way seek to save lives. By that traffic law, we reduce accidents by motorcycles on Lagos roads from 600 to barely 100 every month. By that traffic law, we reduce deaths on motorcycles every month from 15 people died every month. That number came down to 1, and for the last few months there has been no reported case of any motorcycle death in Lagos. Crime and criminal activity, especially robbery, reduced from motorcycles, and for me, that is what government should be doing. That is the only reason that any set of people should seek to acquire power to govern, to save lives and to protect property. Now, some those who don't understand us or who really don't care, and as they say that they don't give a damn, now say that no, there should be no regulation for motorcycles. You know, and Lagosians are keeping quiet about this. Perhaps that is what you want. Hello? No, this is the time to make the choice. There's a choice between policies that save your lives and a choice between policies that endanger your lives. And you have to make that choice. Because as you all know, I'm leaving. So you have to choose another governor. And you have to decide whether you choose a governor that brings Okada back or a governor that manages public transportation in a way that everybody gets a fair share and everybody is safe. So for me, these are the choices. But before I continue, if you look at the back of your program, you will see this sign, a day without harm. That is one of our initiatives that we are hoping to experiment with. I spoke about this a few months back at one of our programs. There is so much noise in our environment, noise that we can avoid. And when many of us have the opportunity to travel outside this country, we stay 3-4 days in cities across the world and you would not hear the horn once and you're on the road. I know that there is nothing wrong with us. I am sure about that. I know that we just have to agree to do something. And we have said nobody is going to be compelled to do this. But one by one, I am going to resolve, you are going to resolve, the arts troop are going to resolve to reduce the noise that we make. Some of the unhesitant, you see that's it? You know, and you know those things are not made in Nigeria. Do we really need them? So can we just say, you know what? I want a better life. I want a quiet life. I want a peaceful life. And I want a healthier life. And so those are some of the things that we should begin to try. Attitude change. Oftentimes, if you ask yourself, why did I press the horn? I was just in a hurry. Just ease it for a minute. And it will move. And oftentimes when it locks down, you know who locks it down? It's us. That's the truth. Just think while you are driving. Somebody gets in front of you and you block him. It's us, nothing more. Because I drive. You get to junctions and you can't cross because there's traffic. But this side of the road is free. But we just don't show love that if I can't go, then I will block everybody. But you know the interesting thing? all of the roads interconnect. If you lock this one down, it will tail back. And the last mile officials will tell you that very easily. So oftentimes, you as a driver, you are the first road traffic manager. If you allow it to ease off a little bit, you will go. And if you put a clock to it, oftentimes it doesn't take more than 2 minutes. But when we started, there were very few traffic lights, if any. Today, the traffic lights are back. Slowly, street by street, junction by junction, we are installing them. Even if they are still holding on to electricity. But we are innovative, we are inventive. It's no excuse for us. We will find a way, a legitimate way. Slowly but surely, we are marking the lanes. Zebra crossings are back. That is the kind of life we want to live. That is the kind of life we think we should live. But just a quick word about the traffic lanes. And to, let us connect with those things. The traffic lanes are not there just because we want to put lanes on the road. They are there as a reminder to us that the road is an asset built with our money. And we must share the use of it. So that is what the traffic lanes mean. It helps you demarcate your share of the road at the particular time. So it is very, very unfair and unkind to drive on 2 lanes. You are not being fair. And I see that happening because people don't know. You are taking more than your fair share of the road when you drive on 2 lanes. Stay within a lane. It helps to move traffic. But today, we have come to inaugurate another service which is perhaps very appropriate at this time of a high security consciousness. People buy vehicles, as we have seen dramatized, and there is no registration of them. Not only do they transport them from the ports or from the dealers, they keep them for weeks. And during that period, so many things can happen. That person can have an accident without any records, and then it becomes very difficult to either identify him so as to alert his family that he's been involved in an accident because we can't identify the vehicle. That vehicle can be used to commit crime, and so investigation is difficult for law enforcement because he has no identity. So we can't apprehend the criminal. That vehicle can also be stolen. And therefore, it is difficult to track it. So the person himself has lost an asset that has no tag. And so for all of the reasons that are in our own best interest, we think that it is important to have this temporary vehicle tag from delivery of a new vehicle to when you formally register. And this is what it would look like. Something like this. With clear identification marks and all of that, so that we keep the database. Ultimately, you will get something that looks like this, almost a dummy of your standard vehicle license, showing that this is all it's about. So that it helps us in doing so many things to protect you and to protect other people and to ensure that we keep an accurate database of who is doing what and so on and so forth. I am happy that their Royal Majesties are also here and that they will also help us ensure that everybody in this state gets an appropriate vehicle registration. If you look at my own, that's my car, and it is 01 LASG. It doesn't have Government of Lagos on it. That's my official vehicle registration number. And I insist that everybody in our government must have his official private vehicle registration number, so that if we ask people to do something, we must show leadership by also doing that thing ourselves. So, for our collective use, for our safety, I formally inaugurate the temporary vehicle tag for all of the uses which I have spoken about. And I congratulate our engineers because the building that we are about to inspect and put to service today was built by local engineers from the bottom right to the top, and all of the installations were done by all our officers and men. And it's a testimony to what they can achieve if they get the inspiration and if they get the opportunity. And I'm very proud of what they have done. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for coming. God bless you all.
Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the Ministry of Transportation, I have been required to welcome His Excellency and every other guest. But before moving into actually do the commissioning, Your Excellency, it is with great pleasure to inform you that 2 events have been slated for today. The first is the flag off of the temporary vehicle tag, an innovation of the Lagos State government to ensure that in line with our road traffic law, no vehicle on Lagos road should have any excuse of not being properly identified. What we mean by this is at the point of purchase, every vehicle owner will be given the opportunity to have the vehicle properly identified for safety and security purposes. So you'll be given a temporary vehicle tag, and that vehicle tag will be documented on a database. Should there be anything between the place of purchase to your house and to wherever at the point of getting your driver license, we will be able to track what will have happened. Number 2, we will also be commissioning today the first of its kind in Nigeria, the Motor Vehicle Administration and the Driver License Center. The center we'll be commissioning today is unique. But before telling you the uniqueness of the center, we now have the opportunity to give you some few statistics. The new Unified Driver License Scheme started in Nigeria in 2011. Prior to that, in 2008, the Lagos State government proposed to go into the issuance of the Lagos State government specific driver license scheme. But after some time, we all agreed to go on the unified scheme. Ever since we started, Your Excellency, as of date, we have captured on our database 511,030 applicants, out of which we have 302,000 fully processed and 194,000 yet to be captured. The point I'm making here is that we still have 194,000 applicants who are yet to be captured. And this is not acceptable to us in Lagos State as a matter of standard. It could have been better if we are fully in charge. Your Excellency, out of this, the number I just gave you of the total registered or documented in Lagos is also interesting to know that that represents almost 50% of the total in the entire country of Nigeria. What it means is that we started 1 year late behind every other state in the Federation, and as of date, we have documented more than all other parts of Nigeria put together. I think we must commend the effort of officers of the Lagos State Motor Vehicle Administration Agency and the Vehicle Inspection Services, as well as the Federal Road Safety Corps Lagos Command. It is also interesting to know that we started with 6 capture machines at 6 different centers. As of today, we have 12 centers with 18 capture machines. And the last of the 10 of the capture machines were given to Lagos in 2015. So we have achieved this feat based on very, very effective and efficient service delivery. But that is still below our standard in Lagos State. Our standard is to have 100% efficiency and 100% effectiveness. It is in this regard, sir, we sat down and we did a thorough analysis of what we needed to do. And we came to the conclusion, rather than creating centers all over the state, what we needed to create are service delivery points. So we have proposed to deliver 6 of those service delivery points, and one of which we are doing today. One of the 6 we plan will be the headquarters of the Vehicle Inspection Services, which the Road Traffic Law 2012 also created as a matter of law. Today, the center will be commissioning, Your Excellency, sir, and distinguished ladies and gentlemen, will afford every Lagosian the opportunity to come into this building, fill your form, access the internet, pay at the same point, visit the Vehicle Inspection, Motor Vehicle Administration Agency, visit the Vehicle Inspection Services, do your data capture, and get your temporary driver license the same day within maximum of 2 hours. Apart from that, sir, you will also be able to procure your plate numbers for your vehicle. You will be able to do your dealer's license renewal and every other services under Motor Vehicle Administration and driver licensing. This is the way it should be, and that is what we are offering Lagosians. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, you are all welcome. Thank you.